I moved from New York, um, from the Bronx to Brooklyn, I believe 2 years ago, and then from Brooklyn to Atlanta in the middle of last year. I believe June, say June or July of last year. And with that being said, me moving to Atlanta has been a surreal experience. It's a lot of change, right? Things move at a different pace out here. But this is the first time I believe in about the past 5 years I've actually had foundation, like feet underneath, like my feet are underneath me. Foundation in the sense of I don't have to worry about moving. I don't have to worry about a roommate. I don't have to worry about anything. Like I was living with family at a point in time. I had an old crummy apartment that my mom gave me when she passed away. Um, and now I'm in a space where I can do what I believe I need to do, right? And right now I'm working on a brand GPA, right? So what you're gonna see me do, I guess, over this, it doesn't really matter how I deliver it. I'm just gonna timestamp this and just give it, all right, and create. Um, just constantly timestamp and create, but over however long this period is, right, I'm gonna be developing a brand called GPA. You can't see it because of the light, but the P is yellow. And GPA stands for Global Public Access. All right. And with this brand, I have a vision. You know, I think I can um, do something that kind of scares me. Do something that I know for a fact can support people, give people jobs. It's gonna take time, right? And I'm gonna start off very small. And the first thing that I'm working towards is I've got a pop up shop coming up February 7th, right? So today's date is what? If you can see this and look at it, today's February 4th, January 14th. So my first pop up, right, is the 7th. I've got some designs. I've got some ideas, right? I've got my dog. Come here. Come here. They gotta see. I got my dog Junjun. This is actually my grandma's dog, and I got vibes. I've got God. I've run through a couple gambits of brands before, so now I'm in a position where I'm like, I can totally get this executed. Um, and being in this position where I can get this executed, right? It's less about here. You can go play now. It's less about I think me being perfection, and perfection was a thing that I strived for in the past, but in reality, it's more about what the overall idea is and being able to get that idea out, and you guys helping me perfect it as time goes. Um, I'm hyper appreciative of everyone that believes and has supported me for me to get up to this point, right? Shout out all the interns I've had when I had the brand Center Life. Shout out, Kayla, my manager, Jada, when I was working on merchandise for Supreme Carl. Shout out Pablo and Shaq for been pushing and helping me all the way through. Shout out some of my old friends from when I grew up, still friends to this day. Shout out to a lot of the rappers that I've worked with, producers. Shout out to some of the friends that we had from Apple. Like shout out all my people, right? Because without the support and without those people, I wouldn't have learned. I wouldn't have been able to go as far as I was able to go and do all the things that I did. So with that being said, now I'm in a whole new frontier. I've got the information. Almost feel like a Pokemon trainer, right? In the sense of I've got the information. I've got a couple Pokemon, right? In the sense of some merch, and it's go time, right? It's go time in the sense of I believe I can pull something really cool together, and I've got the energy, I've got the vibe. Not to say the wave. The wave is max B, but I feel like I've got something over here, all right? And I've got the infrastructure. I feel like I've got the infrastructure already built out multiple times over to the point where I can really execute something monumentous, right? And um, what I want to do is keep creating this document series, right? I don't have a name to it. Um, I could just put 001, 002. I don't know. I'm just thinking, right? But what I want to do is keep doing this so that people can see exactly what's going on. This stuff is only gonna be on YouTube. Then I'll take parts and put it on other social medias. But this YouTube will allow people to just once again see where I've come from, like, and where I'm gonna go. And right now, I live in a small little apartment in Stone Mountain, Georgia. I'll give you guys a look at this. Right, but I live in a small little apartment. Right, when I say small, it's a lot larger than the one I had. Oh, look at the P's, G's. But so it's a small little apartment. Right, you feel me? I got all the stuff I need. Potentially gonna learn guitar this year. It's cool. It's me and my dog. Right, got a little bar. There goes your boy. You feel me? A liquor kitchen. All right, and look a bedroom. Look a bedroom. Shout out Polo. Shout out for me. Shout out look at Polo Johnskis. All right, and then last but not least, I've got a section over here where I'm going to really be working on the business, right? And the first facet, of course, is going to be screen printing, right? So I'm gonna be, applying heavily with screenings to a lot of a bunch of merchandise. So this is leftover merchandise actually that I have from when I was working on Supreme Carl merchandise, right? And with the Supreme Carl merchandise, what I was able to do, I was able to figure out a lot. And I think this has all just been building up in a culmination to all of this has been a culmination just to build up GPA, right? Global public access. All right. And so over the next, I think I got what, 3 weeks? I got 3 weeks plus 2 days. 3 weeks plus 2 days. That's 21 and 24. I got 23, 24 days left. For these next couple days, I'm just going to be building out and getting ready for a pop-up. I'm going to be doing Got Soul out in, I forgot where they're doing it somewhere in the Atlanta Convention Center. I'm in Stone Mountain, so I'm like 20 minutes from the city. But they're going to be doing it at the Atlanta Convention Center, right? And with them doing it at the Atlanta Convention Center, there should be a good amount of people, so I can start building a community little by little. And as I'm building a little by little, I just start leveraging, the connections that I have here, and of course the connections that I have back in New York to really like execute on this brand. I know some cool people. I've got some cool friends. I've got some cool people who also know cool people, and we could do something. I think we'll do something nice. So, here's some art. Here's some art. This kid is this. I got this from Lambs out in the city. This kid named Kaiser. He ended up getting like in a coma or some shit. So this is actually his last piece of art. It's kind of crazy. I got that off the internet. Don't sue me, bro. Shout out Amani Haywood, of course. And then this is one of my last photo shoots that we did for merch. Shout out Snorlax in the spot. And then, of course, this is my mom's. RP mama. You know what I'm saying? Love you, baby. Love you, moms. And then last but not least, I got this was in my old apartment. My old roommate Rich had that. Shout out Rich. I love you, Rich. Shout out my family members that support me. Shout out my family members that love me. Hope y'all see this. Shout out New York Penn. One of the best ever. Shout out TGP. Once again. Shout out Bosky. Bosky, you've been way super pivotal in my development. Shout out all the producers I have to work with. Shout out Spin City Chris and shout out Spin City and DJ Extra and Allegra. I see you, Allegra. Keep doing your thing. Shout out all my boys in them. Shout out Loyalty, Nackery. Shout out Terrence. Shout out the villains. Shout out Jay. Jay's dope too. Shout out Cash, Nigel, G-Dot, Najee. You guys are idiots. I love you guys. Yeah, shout out everybody. Who else I'm missing? I'm missing a bunch of people. Shout out my girlfriend. My girlfriend deals with my stupidity. My girlfriend deals with me. She deals with I be tripping. I'm the vibe. I'm the wave. What we saying? Shout out the members. Shout out the Paw Patrol. Shout out Pablo. Shout out Wanty. Shout out Shaq. I already shouted him out already. Shout out Sean too. Sean's doing it. Shout out all my people, man. And yeah, man. I don't really care to think anymore. You know, I don't really care to be like I don't really care to be what we're supposed to be. Oh yeah, I'm start skateboarding. This is my first skateboard. My first skateboard. I picked it up in Zoomies. I gotta fucking build it. Gotta put this trucks on and stuff like that. I'm gonna start playing the guitar. Alright. Start playing the guitar. Start playing the guitar so I can sing my girlfriend's songs. And then she can look at me like I'm a slut. And then last but not least, I'm gonna be reading a bunch, playing some Marvel Rivals with my friends, playing some Fortnite. Shout out Michi and them. And what the Wonder Corp. Shout out the X Gang. We can do that. That's cool. But yeah, it's gonna be vibes. I'm not gonna really be yelling a bunch. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I yell, maybe I don't. Who knows? I don't know. I might get mad. I'm a Gemini. That's what Geminis do. And yeah, we're gonna build something cool. We're gonna meet some cool people along the way. We're gonna deal with some hardships. We're gonna deal with some pain. We're gonna deal with all the things that you gotta deal with as part of it. And at the end of the day, hopefully you come out of it a better person. That's one. You can impact some people. Inspire others. Not only inspire others. I'm keep looking the wrong way. I'm supposed to be looking this way. Inspire others. Not only that, teach if we can. Teach however I can. And let people know that it's possible and you can do whatever you want to do. As long as you got a plan, as long as you got an idea, as long as you got some people and a support system behind you, you can do it alone or you can do it with others. But with that being said, this is a quick video. I'm gonna do a bunch of these. You're gonna see me working in here. You can see me reading. You're gonna see me potentially not even speaking, right? Just getting the uncut, the raw, everything that's actually happening. So thank you for watching. If you even made it 12 minutes through, you're a champion, or 12 minutes, 30 seconds. If you made it that far, you're a champion. God bless you. And seriously, God bless you, because I won't be able to do any of this without God. Probably should have been the first person I shouted out. But yeah, without him, I won't be able to do any of it. And yeah, if you see me, say what up. Just know it's Preem. You can call me Carl, whatever you choose. That's up to you. But I'm going to be doing what I got to do with the information that I have. I know I've got a background in sales. I've been working in sales for about the past 13 years, from retail all the way up to corporate. From retail all the way up to corporate, sorry. And with that being said, I definitely think I got a great idea in terms of how I can pull this whole thing together. But if you see me, just know GPA, Global Public Access. It's just a taste of something better.